Okay, and here I am again. I'm gonna be turning this engine because I just finished installing pistons. Okay, and here I am turning this engine, turning it over because I just finished in the previous video. I finished installing the pistons, and now the next step is I'm gonna be cleaning the surface here because I want to be ready to install the oil pan. Okay, I'm gonna be putting silicone and the oil pan. Make sure the surface is very clean. I always get a rag and I spray starter fluid on the rag and clean it just seconds before putting the silicone. So make sure no oil, don't put your oily fingers around the surface or anything like that. And I prefer gray silicone to do this. I don't use any other silicone but gray silicone. The oil pan has been sitting here for about 2 hours after I put the silicone. And as you can see, the engine is tilted the other way, so you have to kind of manage how to do it because I don't have an appropriate place to do it. So what you're gonna do, you do whatever you can do. So make sure everything is tight and everything is done, whatever you have done here and installed the pistons in the previous videos, as I said. So everything is fine. Now the oil pan is going in. Now I gotta say the silicone should be there for longer, still fresh, but I'm pretty sure everything is gonna be fine. I do not recommend to use a cordless washer for this purpose, but I use it very slowly, make sure that the bolts went inside very smooth. Okay, here is the cylinder head, and I'm gonna be putting the head gasket. Now one thing very important is I use a compressor to blow the holes on the cylinder block for the last time, just seconds before installing the cylinder head. And do not touch it with your oily fingers. And here is the head gasket. Do not place your oily fingers on the head gasket either. Grab it from the sides. Okay, here is the head gasket. And I don't have guides. I have no guides here, so it's a little more difficult to install the cylinder head because no guides on this engine block or either on the cylinder head. So do not slide. I'm calculating the holes of the cylinder head with the engine block to line up as trying to do my best, but do not slide it for no reason because that should not be good. And I'm using a light to light the holes, see if I can see in the bottom if it's lining up. But I got to line it up since the beginning, so since I put it, since I was sitting the cylinder head on the engine block, which was good. Maybe that was I was lucky. And I always put these bolts by hand as much as I can because that's the way to go. Do not use anything except your hands to put them at the beginning. So to make sure they go inside very smooth with no problem. Okay. This is a 12mm triple square socket. I'm gonna be using this one, and I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna do it by hand. Put all of them by hand first. Okay, and now I'm gonna be start torquing the cylinder head, 12mm triple square, as I said. Start from the metal and then spread it out, and use an extension that is short as it can be. Here are the specifications. I'm providing the specifications here on the screen in a few seconds. Okay, and here I am, and I'm gonna be putting a little bit of penetrating oil where the lifter goes before putting the lifters, and make sure the lifters are very well bled. Here I am, the lifters, they are very well bled just before installing them. And this is very easy, you just sit them there, make sure they are sitting very well. Because this is very simple, but also can be dangerous if one of them is not well seated, and then you put the camshaft and the camshaft presses against, it's gonna break it, and then if you leave it like that, you don't realize, then it's gonna be dangerous. Now I just have this lifter here separate just to show from the top. Put the camera on top on how they go, and see the lifter right there in the hole. Okay, this is how it goes right there. The top part sits on the valve right there, and the lifter and the hole. It's very simple, but as I'm saying, if it's not well seated, it can be dangerous because the camshaft goes on top, remember. Okay, and I'm just took this out here just to show one more time. I just showed this in the previous video, I think. See how I'm gonna be pressing this one. See how it presses, because it's very well bled. If you press it doesn't go all the way down, then it's here. I'm putting it in the front of the camera a little bit better. See, if it remains like that, it's not well bled. It has to go all the way in. See, it's not good. This is good, like this. And I use this. I'm gonna be showing here really quick. I use this vise. I don't have a bench, so I'm doing this in my customer's driveway. You put it on the vise. Just make sure the hole is not facing you, because sometimes oil might come out with a lot of force and might go on your face. So I'm gonna tie it here. It has been already bled, but just to show, for the purpose of showing, I'm gonna take it out again, and just that's how I bled them. And there is a lot of snow here. I'm gonna put a loop here before putting the cams, before installing the cams everywhere. And make sure the lifters one more time are very well seated. It's so cold in here, by the way, very cold. I'm working here in the middle of the snow. Here are the cams. And but before installing the cams, I'm just getting it ready here with lube and everything. I have to put lube all over the cam, but I have to the engine is still on time 100% right now, but do not put these cams, do not install these cams with the engine on time, because don't let any valves don't let the camshafts rest on any valves, just in case something happens. All right, I'm coming here to the front of the engine, and I'm gonna be moving the crankshaft so the engine is not on top the center anymore. So this is the timing marks here. I'm gonna get this crankshaft pulley a little bit on top. I'm gonna raise it up. Okay, here I'm bringing it up so it's not on top the center, and about this should be enough. Yeah, by here it should be enough already. That should be enough, so the camshaft is not does not rest on any valves, on anything like that, on any pistons. That's the purpose, because in case if they turn when you're working, it doesn't hit any valves or anything.